Hey, hi guys. Just give me 1 second. Hi guys. How are all of you? Right. So actually, Abhijit, the mentor, actually, he is based out of Rajasthan currently, right? So he's looking at some uh, in- uh, internet issues right now, right? Because of the recent case in Udaipur, right? So I think till the time he joins in, I'm happy to take your doubts around the program, whatever you guys want to ask. Happy to interact, right? So yeah. How's the course going till then? We can just talk a little bit about how it's going till now. Good. Okay. Everyone's understanding. Everyone has started with assignment. How many of you have started with assignment? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Completed 50%. Okay. Not bad. That's pretty good. Completed four. Okay. That's also good. Why can you not submit your assignment? If you're facing an issue in submitting assignment, please ask on the Discord group, right? You shouldn't face an issue. 5 out of 29. Okay. Not bad. 100%. That's impressive. Where is the Discord group, guys? The Discord group, I've showed it to you multiple times, right? Use the Discord group, guys. I will, I will, I will show it to you again how you can join the Discord group if you want. But if you haven't yet joined the Discord group, please join the Discord group, right? 15 on 29. Okay, good progress, guys. You should all be aiming for completion of all 100% assignments, right? By the time you are there to give the coding test and interview, you should ideally try and complete the entire each and every assignment. Okay. Heather, Suraj, you guys can DM me on Discord. I'll be happy to sort of help out. I'm from non-tech background. How much time will it take? It will take some time and effort, no doubt about it, Suraj, right? Even for someone from technical background also has to work hard and upskill themselves, right? So I would say at least uh, 4 to 5 months of effort is something which will be needed, right? Mohit, there are lots of students on the session, right? So either you can message the question or else you can DM me personally on Discord and we can connect, right? It is a request to provide schedule before every session. What schedule of like every day we have sessions from 8 to 11 p.m. Right? So that is the schedule for the classes till 6th of July, right? So every day I think that will go on in the same flow. I have completed my last semester and got my TC, but my graduation day after 6 months. Can I? Yeah, absolutely, Mehran Mushraf. If you have graduated, if you have completed everything, I think yeah, you're good to go, right? Discord group is not working. Discord group is working. Mohit, you can. Dhruv has just posted the link to join Discord. Also, I am also posting it again in chat if you want, right? So just feel free to join the Discord group and ask any of these doubts, right? I've just posted it again, right? Should we must and should complete the daily assignment before going to appear in daily light class? Anybody? Yes, Vishwanand, you should try to do that, right? So that any doubts you have, you can hear the assignment discussion in the 8 to 9 p.m. session. And if you have any doubts, that can be resolved there, right? So ideal case would be you attempting assignments before next day's doubt session, right? But if you have missed any, make sure you attempt them now. for assignments take some more time means marks will reduce or not. So no, Divya, marks will not reduce if you're taking some more time there, right? Uh, Marks will not reduce in any case. If you clear the assignment with all test cases passed, it will be cleared. That's it. Should we finish assignments before even classes are finished? No, Nivas, not necessarily. You can go with the class schedule. I think that would be ideal. If you want to, and if you are comfortable in clearing it, like you already know it, then it is okay to attempt them beforehand also. BTech 22 graduate, how much time will it take to get placed? It will depend on how much effort you are giving, but if you are consistently working hard for the first 3 to 4 months in the program, you will get placed in the fourth or fifth month, right? Kind of syllabus what you're going to study in the 9 to 11 class. Sandeep, so on the pre-course Acciojob platform only the topic name is written, right? The topic name is already clear. Okay. सर VS Code editor में बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है तो विनय यू कैन यूज एनी एडिटर यार ऑनेस्टली VS Code मैंडेटरी नहीं है you can use online GDB as the compiler, you can use Acciojob platforms compiler, whatever you want, you can use that as the IDE, right? My Discord group is not open because verification is not complete. Mohit, you just need to make sure you verify your email. You don't need to verify anything else as such, right? So yeah. Nikhil, if anyone who has joined the pre-course today, guys, what you can do is the last couple of days, what you have missed, right? You can check out the recording from the platform itself. I will show it to you if you guys want, right? So just check out the recordings from the platform. If you can see my screen now, right? So this is the platform you must be seeing, right? So once you go inside the pre-course, you will see that last 3 days recordings are available. So you can watch the recordings for the orientation session and last 2 days lecture and out sessions. And today live class is going to start, right? So these are very, very basic, easy topics. So watching the recording and attempting the assignments will sort of get you on the same page with the entire batch, right? And someone was asking, how do I opt for upfront payment option? If you want to opt for the upfront money back guarantee payment option, you can just book your seat directly from here. On the left side also there is a box, right? Okay. On the right hand side, you can always click on the join Discord and ask doubts button, right? So you can just join the Discord group directly from here also. Yep, absolutely, Pankaj. That is what I'm saying. Yes, Apurva. So for the pre-course, every day there will be classes, right? So Saturday and Sunday, like that also, you can see that Saturday and Sunday also classes are there. In the main batch, classes are from Monday to Friday. Yep, for all of you guys who have just joined the pre-course, watch the recordings on the platform. Here are the 3 recordings, right? If you have joined the Discord group, you will find the recordings on Discord also, right? And then from today onwards, you can start attending live also. Gokul, not in the pre-course. I think in the pre-course, we are not deducting marks as such for viewing test cases, but in the main batch, we do deduct it. Yes, every day there will be assignments, Charan. Like for example, in today's class, after this conditionals, you should be solving these 2 assignments which are based on conditionals, right? After tomorrow's class in loops, you should start solving loops based assignments which are here. Okay. Yes, classes will be there on this Saturday and Sunday also. 0-day streak kya hai? So I haven't logged in and solved assignments since a lot of days because I have already solved all the assignments. But if you are solving assignments every day, it will show how many days continuously you are solving assignments on. Okay. Any tips about pre-course interview? Guys, the pre-course interview will be pretty easy if you have done all the assignments here. If you have attended the live classes, you are comfortable with the pre-course portion, what we are covering till the 6th of July, basically, right? If you're comfortable in that part, you have done assignments yourself and thoroughly, it will be pretty easy to clear the interview also and the coding test also. Okay. Dhanraj, there is no fixed number of people we will take in the main batch as such, right? How many ever people do well, attend the pre-course, clear the coding test and interview, get selected, they will all be sort of invited to join the batch, right? And people who will be booking the upfront fees option also till a certain date, they will also be enrolled. Sir, I graduated this year only, waiting for my degree. Yeah, absolutely, Nivas. Absolutely, I think you can just provide your mark sheets from previous semesters and you can join the program. 2022 graduates, of course, are eligible. Why are you thinking? You are, of course, eligible, right? How many assignments should we complete by July 6th? Yogesh, by July 6th, you should try to complete all the assignments, right? All the assignments which are given, you should try and complete all 29 assignments by July 6th. Okay. To give the coding test, at least you need to do, I think, 12 or 14 assignments to start giving the coding test, right? Will there be work from home jobs or not? Princy Sahu, yes, there will be work from home jobs, but like I said on day one on orientation also, you should be open for all the major locations at least. By major locations, I mean Delhi NCR, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, right? So you should be open for at least all of these, right, major locations, because we cannot guarantee that only work from home jobs you will get or something like that. How we sign an ISA agreement, Mehran? So after the pre-course, once the coding test starts, we on the last day we have a discussion also of the entire ISA, right? So I will present the entire ISA. I will discuss it with all of you guys in detail. So you don't need to worry from now itself that what is the ISA and everything. Everything will be explained. Don't worry. 100% transparency is there in everything. Okay. Atindra बता दिया ना? अब तो समझ में आ गया होगा. Mohit, I understand. I told you, if you are having an issue with the Discord group, you can feel free to ask us on the customer helpline number also, right? अगर verified नहीं है तो email ID verify करो, या फिर go to your phone, download the Discord app, log into it via your phone number and email ID, then click on the joining Discord joining link. Okay. Sir, I have arts background. I don't have any CS degree. Yeah, absolutely, Suraj. Don't worry. We have had several arts background students before also. Sir, please choose TA from class also. Ankit, I don't know what you are asking or requesting. I didn't understand. Sir, alumni session is on 2nd or 3rd July. I will check and it will be informed to you at least one day in prior. So don't worry. Right. Okay. हाँ विनय आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं अभी भी. Saurav, if you are still unclear about the course and payment and placement, I would recommend you watch the live orientation session recording here, right? I have already taken the orientation. So in that session, I have explained everything in detail about the program, right? So if you go and watch this recording here of the live pre-course orientation, it will give you complete idea about it. Okay. Yep. Okay. I think a lot of people had just repeated. Okay, taking the other doubts now. Sir, I am concerned about placement and course syllabus, if I can do it or not. Dude, you gotta give it your best shot, right? That is why these live classes are there. If every day you can attend the classes, understand from it, and you can solve the assignments based on it, that is good to go, right? That means you're doing fine, right? Then you will be able to take one day at a time in the course also and do well, right? So just give it your best shot, and I think you should be able to clear the assignments and understand the classes, right? In main class, there is mentor for how many students? Parag, so for around every 100 students, we have a mentor who takes every day's doubt class, right? So right now, we have around 300 people in the session right now, right? But this is just a pre-course. In the main course, around every 100 people, we have a TA there, or doubt solving 8 to 9 session happens only in 100 students there. Yeah, no issues. So people who have joined today, Guys, you can log in last 3 days, which whatever you have missed, you can watch the recording, start solving the assignments also. Today's live class from 9 to 11 will be covering conditionals, right? So you can learn conditionals in today's class and then get started with the assignment there also. Yeah, Vishwanand, that is completely okay. SSX is asking how will placement happen after joining the course. So yeah, we have a dedicated placement team, right? From the fourth month of the training program, right? Once you are, by the time you reach the fourth month, if you have done properly the first 3 months, you will become eligible for placements from the fourth month itself, right? So from fourth month itself, you will start sitting for all the recruitment drives happening in Acciojob, right? And these are all our partner companies, right? So just like you have college campus drives, similarly, we have recruitment drives by Acciojob partner companies, right? And you will start sitting for placements from the fourth month, and then you will keep sitting for placements. Placements keep going on non-stop till you get placed, essentially, right? What is the maximum CTC for non-tech people? I don't know the exact number as such, but I'm very sure that 12 LPA one non-tech person is definitely placed on. 9 LPA, I'm like I can count at least 10 12 people I know who were from completely non-tech background and were placed at least 9 LPA, right? So I don't think salary cap or something will change a lot. It is more about how much effort you are going to put in the program and learn how much that is going to decide what level you get placed on, right? Okay. Interview results are once the interviews start after 6th of July, interview results are shared almost within 24 hours, right? Yeah. So Saurav, if you have, like I said, I hope your doubt is already clear. You can log into the platform, you can watch the recording. If you have some specific doubts, you can join Discord and ask us your doubts, or you can essentially go to our website and ask it on the helpline, call on the helpline number and ask also. Right, sir, I want to learn DSA very deeply. Please help me with it. Seema, absolutely, this program is the right place. We cover DSA in depth, right from scratch to the very end, right? So I think if you want to learn DSA well, I think you are at the right place. Okay, I think people are repeating the same question again. If there is any new question, I can take those. If we miss any class, like I'm saying, right, yesterday's class recordings are available on the platform right here. That is what I'm explaining. Why are you guys not listening, right? These recordings of the previous day sessions are uploaded, right? Similarly, after today's class, we will upload the recording of today's class also here, right? So that will also be sorted. Okay, so I think Abhijit is here. What I'll do is I will ask the team. Okay, Abhijit is already here. Abhijit can take over now. I will, and he can continue with the assignment discussion from yesterday, right? Okay. Abhijit, I think you can unmute and take over whenever you're ready.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Yash. So sorry for the delay, guys. There was some network outage at my place. That's why I had joined late. So let's start off today's. So we'll try and cover the data types and variables module today itself. Okay. So I hope Shantanu has Tushar had covered these things yesterday. Okay. So I think we had done input output in Java yesterday, right? So we'll start off with Celsius to Fahrenheit or star button, whichever we like. So coming back to the problem now, guys, let's focus here. Rest all the course related doubts you can ask on Discord. The team will be more than happy to help you out. And let's get into this question. Ashwin, we'll go step by step. Leap year is a conditional question, so that will be covered tomorrow. Okay, so we'll be doing it step by step. We'll doing each and every question. So don't worry. Leap year will also be covered. If not today, it will be covered tomorrow. It's as simple as that. We'll be going step by step. And we'll be solving each and every question. So just wait for a little because If we solve random questions, then it becomes a little mess. So that's why I want to solve each and every question. Okay, so this was done yesterday by Tushar. So I'll just repeat everything so that if anyone has doubts, he can clear it out. So yeah, if it is not taught, we're here to solve it, right? Because we are taught the system, like what all is needed in this question. We just need print statements. That's it. So print statements are taught in class. So that means this assignment is solvable. Okay. So let's read the problem. In this task, you need to print a right angle triangle of height 3 and base 5. Okay. No input because it is a fixed triangle. Like you just need to print the triangle that is of height 3 and base 5. Okay. You do not need for loop here. Just use system.out.println. They have made it clear. You don't need loops here because the height and the base of triangle is fixed. So you have to print that fixed triangle. There's no change in the triangle height or base. Okay. So it's basically just like the star pattern that we printed. So in that we printed 5 stars horizontally and 5 stars vertically. So in this we will be printing horizontally only, but in first line we'll print only 1 star. In second line we'll print 3 stars. In the third line we'll print 5 stars. That's what basically this question wants. So we'll just start off by writing the same system.out.println statements. See, loop will be covered in the class in later session. Please wait. Whoever this guy is, Redmi Note 9, I'm not able to name you, but yeah. So loop will be covered in class, so don't worry about it. It will be definitely covered, but initially we'll have to first cover if else conditionals, then we'll cover the loops, then we'll go to arrays. So it is all step by step thing. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at so when we'll look into it, we are just solving the question. So let's see if the same problems arises here or not. So in the second line, we are asked to print 3 stars. So let's print 3 stars. Sorry. Two, three, four, five. All right. See, I'll not solve this by loop. Reason being, the loop is not taught in class, so everyone won't understand that. We have question related to this in loop as well, so we'll take that up again in loops. Okay. So please wait because we need to go with everyone. So I won't be solving it by loop as of now. So when the loop will be taught in class in a day or two, I guess max 2 or 3 days, you will be learning loop. Then you can go ahead. Okay, so this is basically it. We had to print for 1 star in the first line, 3 star in the second line, 5 stars in the next line. So we are pretty much it. So let's run this code and see what's out. We don't need to provide any input because we haven't defined scanner yet. So 1, 3, 5, that's the appropriate one. So let's try and submit this. Yeah, it is passing Swine, I think. Yeah, I'll definitely show the shortcut. This is the longer way. This is the very standard way of doing it. So like some of you might say like, why not do it in one line? So let's do it in one line. Just add a backslash and add 3 stars, add a backslash and add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm like, I just submitted the code and it is passing. So there might be some error in your code. It is accepted. This is showing passed. So it is accepted. I'll just pass this again. Let's run this code again just for our verification purposes. Then let's submit it again. See, it is passing, solution accepted. All right, if you want to view, see, this test viewing a test is a different thing. So that doesn't make sense. What the status is, that's what makes sense. If the status is passed, that means your code is correct. You need to look at the status, not at the test case. Understand these things. Backslash n is basically an alternative to ln. That is adding a line break in the middle of a statement. If you want to add a line break in the middle of a statement, then you use backslash n. We discussed this yesterday, so that is what I did about. See, I won't be able to repeat the questions right now because we are having some time constraints here. If you have some specific doubts, you can join the individual doubt sessions. Or if we will have time, if time permits at the end, we'll take it up at the end. Once all the assignments are covered, then only we'll take. No, it is not necessary to be good in math. There's no such thing. You need to have a knowledge of basic math like addition, subtraction, multiplication, profit, loss. These are the basic things. All right. Any other doubts related? Backslash and I'll explain again. Backslash and basically adding the line break. That is a forward slash and it is not backslash and. Backslash and means line break. Forward slash and means nothing. Forward slash and will print as it is. If you add a backslash in, because backslash n is a literal, it is not a variable, so you cannot use this without double quotes. That's the thing. Yeah, the code might be the code is not incorrect correct entirely, because it might be failing on some edge cases, because that's what test cases are mainly for. Ratnashi, we won't be able to cover the input output assignment again because we have covered it yesterday. So we have certain time constraints. So we'll be taking it at the end if the time permits, or at the end of the class if the time permits. You can click on this button. This will basically reset the code. Okay. Or you can just do is you can go to any other question and just copy paste the template and start writing the code. If you write the system.out.print, then you will have to add backslash n at the end. That is because otherwise 1, 3, 5 all stars will be printed in the same line. So 9 stars will be printed in a single line. Like if I just, remove ln from all these, what will happen is there will be no line break. So if there's no line break, all these stars will be concatenated. That means it will print a single line. This is incorrect. Simple. All right. See, the assignment repetition is not possible at the start of the class. We'll repeat it at the end. Otherwise, you can go and watch the recording also. We have recordings there, so you can watch the recording as well. If you're not understanding something, you can go join the individual out sessions because we have certain time constraints. Okay. All right. Any other doubts related to this question? I don't think there are any other doubts. You just need to print 1 star in one line, 3 star in the next line, and 5 stars in the next line. That's how it is going to be. Okay. All right. So I'll move on to the next problem now. Semicolon, because it's a syntax thing. Guys, don't go into deeper into the syntax thing. There are certain syntactical measures that everyone needs to follow. Be it C, C++, Python, any language. There are certain syntax that you need to follow, so you will have to follow them anyway. You cannot escape that. I'm not going this way again, Kushwa. The test case and everything is explained earlier. You don't have to go in the test case. Look into the code part, guys. Please look into the code part. That's what you need to learn. These all are secondary things. Don't worry too much about it. What is the statement Sayyam? Backslash and star. What does this mean? This means nothing. These are the brackets that are used to enclose your code. So these are standard brackets that we use every time. So you'll have to also use. Simple. Okay. Guys, if you're going to copy paste the statements, I'm not going to enter in any of those. Okay. I have explained this from day one. Ignore first 2 lines for now. You guys won't be able to understand for a reason because we are not into very basic syntax. So if we have not learned the basics, we cannot learn the advanced things at the moment. So but we first have to learn the basics. We first have to learn the basics of code. Then we can learn these advanced things. So you need to skip certain things for now. There are certain things that are meant to be understood later. So you can leave them for now. Certain things are meant to be considered. Okay, this is how it is. That there are certain things that we need to take it. So if you want to comment multiple lines, just select all the lines and just press Command / for Mac and Control / for Windows. Okay. So moving on to this question now. Given a temperature C in Celsius, your task is to convert it into Fahrenheit using the following equation. F is equals to C into 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Okay. So integer and integer representing temperature in Celsius. So we'll be given temperature in centigrade. We need to convert it into Fahrenheit. All right. Okay. There's a note given. It is guaranteed that C will be a multiple of 5. So that means C will divide exactly by 5. So that means C can be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. So that means we don't have to take it as double or so Fahrenheit is never going to be in point. There's just one thing that this statements makes us aware. So if it is a multiple of 5, so that means it is going to divide exactly. So that means we do not have to worry that Fahrenheit might come in points. See, if the temperature was say 34 degrees, so when you divide it by 5, it is going to be 6.8. Okay, or 6.8 or 6.9, something like that. So in that case, we need to take it as double, but it is given that it is a multiple of 5, so we don't need to worry about it. All right. So return an integer containing converted temperature into Fahrenheit. Okay, so we need to use this equation. We need to implement this equation in our code and return the Fahrenheit temperature. Okay, so always ensure before using scanner, you have these two libraries imported in your code. Otherwise, it won't work. See, if I'll just explain to you. Let's define the scanner. How we define the scanner? We just write scanner space sc equals new scanner bracket system dot in. All right. Now, if I just try to run this code with just scanner defined, this will come as an error. Why? Cannot find symbol because we have not imported the correct libraries yet. So we need to import those two libraries. Because everything is not imported by default in Java. So if you are using certain functionalities of a language, then you need to import certain libraries. Okay, so as to use these functionalities. Now, if I run the code, there won't be any error. Yeah, you can import lang as well. Import is being used because these libraries are by default not present in Java. So you need to import these packages so as to ensure that all the libraries that you want to use are present. Okay, so let's take the temperature input now. Guys, don't ask about public class main questions. I won't be entertaining them at all. This is the last time I'm explaining it to you about that. So please don't ask those questions. You will be explaining it in the main batch in the later time. When we'll study object-oriented programming, then only you'll be able to understand what these things mean. So you need to have those background knowledge. That's why I'm not teaching it. There's a reason behind it. So please have some patience till the time you get through those topics. So what we have done, we have defined the scanner as SC. So all those who had doubts in input and output, you can clear out here. So what we have done, we have defined a scanner that is named as SC. We have declared a new scanner. Now we are using that scanner to get the next integer, because it is in the input, we are given that an integer representing the temperature in Celsius. We are given that it is an integer. So dot star means all the libraries that are there in util. So if I am not writing specific scanner, that means by default scanner will be there. You don't need to copy paste these questions again and again. There are certain packages that are used by default, so that if you're using some functionalities in your code, you don't get such errors that we got initially. Okay. There might be, you guys might say that IO and lang are not used here. That is correct. But when they will be used suddenly, you will not realize that you have used those libraries and you will receive these errors. So that's why it's a good practice to import these 2-3 libraries always in your code. That are very standard, like that are very basic, like scanner is going to be used very frequently. That's why it's a healthy practice to import java.util.star every time you write a code. Okay, because there might be a case that in certain templates you're not provided these libraries by default. So if you face such errors, ensure that these 3 libraries are in the thing. No, backslash and can't. Why do you want to use backslash in scanner? I didn't get you. Okay, so let's now convert it into Fahrenheit. It's defined by far. Far is equals to temp. All right, let's not name it as temp. Now I've named it as Celsius. So far is equals to far divided by, so let's multiply it by 9 first. Then far is equals to far divided by 5. Then far equals far plus 32. So we have done each equation step by step. Now what we need to do is we just need to print the output. That is going to be now, since we are taking some inputs, we need to provide input custom tenses. If we run this directly, what we'll get is we'll get certain errors. Exception in the main thread. This is the error because we have not provided the input. So when we provide the input, it will go out. 77, that's the correct. So let's try and submit this. Okay, solution accepted. See, if I view a test case here, that is 20. So 20 output should be what, and you can expect. We are using the formula. It's just that we are how you when you use the formula, what you are basically doing is you will do each calculation step by step. So we have done that step by step. If you want, we can do it in one line as well. Like I don't even need any of these 4 lines. Okay, I can just comment them out. Let's comment this again. And let's print this directly. So we'll define the far. We'll just define the far here. And we'll just put directly. So what you want to do is Celsius into 9, put a bracket around them, divide by 5 plus 32. And we just do a print far. And let's run this code. This will also work. Let's put 20 here and see what comes out. 20 should be what? 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 and 9 is 36. 36 plus 32 is 68. 68 is the output. This is using the given formula. Yeah, you can give negative input as well. Let's say the temperature is minus 20. Doesn't really matter if my spelling is wrong. -4. Now, any doubts? These are the two ways to do it. We did it by step. Like we first multiplied by 5, then in the next step we divided, multiplied by 9, then we divided by 5, then we added 32. So yeah. Any doubts? This is the way scanner is used. This is the way integer input is taken. No, space is not necessary in the formula. That's just to make the formula more readable. Even if I now run the code, it will be the same. Understand this is also going to follow the BODMAS rule. So in the step-by-step program, what we did is we first just take far is equal to Celsius. Okay. After that, what we did, we multiplied by 9. So we did this much. So far is equal to far into 9. After that, what we did, far is equals to far divided by 5. So we did this much. Now what is left is adding 32. So we added 32 in it and then printed it in the last line. You can add print or println depending. If you have anything to print after that, then you need to add print or println. But in this, we have only one variable. No? So if we want to print something, say, if we also wanted to print something like Celsius temperature should also be printed, then we had to add println and then print Celsius in the next line. No, you don't need to remember these formulas. These are the formulas that are not obvious will be provided by the questioner. Otherwise, you will have to search for them and know these formulas. It's just a way to initialize the variable. I initialize it with Celsius, so they initialize it with 0. Even if you don't initialize it, that's also not an issue. That's just a temporary way to complete the statement. So it is always a healthy practice in any language to initialize your variables. If you're not initializing them, then the Java will assign random values. No, it is -20. No, okay, that was just to explain certain things. Nothing makes sense. Offline compiler, I'll suggest you to install code blocks. You can use code blocks, or you can use editors and use your CMD or Mac compiler directly. Or if you have Ubuntu, you can use Linux compiler. Yeah, that is because you have not provided the correct input. Last part, as in what line? What part you guys want me to repeat? I've explained this again. So we are basically taking the input in line number 8. We have defined a scanner in line number 7. Then we have just implemented the formula as it is. So instead of Celsius, I would have written just C. And what I've done is I've just replicated that formula that is written over there. Even if I remove these brackets, then also it will work exactly fine. This error is basically because you have not provided the input here. See. Because user is going to specify it to you. User has specified in this case that an integer representing the temperature in Celsius will be given as an input. User is the question will always specify what will be given as an input. See, compilers also use the BODMAS rule, like we have studied the BODMAS rule, like the brackets will be executed first. After that, it division, then multiplication, and the same way. That's how it is used. Kushwa, don't paste the same error again and again. I've told you, you have not provided the input. Please. Yeah, you need to remember import lines. That is, you need to remember. Because you have not provided the input in here. When you provide input, you won't be receiving these errors. Just need to provide the input in the input custom test case. 7-8 line is the input output thing. This is the way you define a scanner, and this is the way you take an integer input. So these are the standard ways you can name the scanner whatever you like. If I name it as input, then I'll have to rename here as input only. Semicolon is basically used in the language to end a statement. When you are done with a statement, you just use a semicolon. These are the three important import lines that you will use anyway. So these are the three that you need to remember. Before writing any code, always import these three lines. You will never face errors of import or that library is not there, something like that. Guys, please provide input. No such element exception means you have not provided the input in the custom test case. Yeah, input is a variable name of scanner. So scanner is basically a type of variable that we define to take input. Four file line will be always written by default in any code template that you will come across. No, that doesn't involve everything. Any other doubts related to this question now? I hope I'm pretty much clear. There's no cap on number of times you can solve any assignment. It's up to you. We are not restricting you on anything. So if you are viewing a test case that is not passed, then your marks, then your total score that is reflected here will be deducted. That's how it is going to be. No, there's no need to import scanner after that. Guys, please don't ask these syntactical things. Like if you are going to stick around these two lines, you won't be able to learn. Your main focus should be to learn these syntax and learn how to solve these questions. So start learning these things instead of just focusing on those two, three lines that are more or less never going to be important in your entire coding journey, your entire DSA. Marks as in you won't get any marks as of now. In the main course, and you will go, there are similar questions where these questions will be listed. Also, in those you will get the marks. We are just making you used to the Acciojob platform. This is how the platform is going to look like. This is a good place to compile and execute your code. If you're not liking this, you can code on your local and paste it here and run this. Or what you can do is you can use online GDB compiler. You can use Geeks for Geeks compiler. There are tons of compiler out there. Okay. So all right, time is pretty much up also. So I'll just stop sharing now, and Tushar is going to start conditionals today.
Hi guys, a very good evening. Hi, welcome. Good evening. Okay, Delhi, क्या चल रहा है? Hi, good evening guys, welcome. I'll just rename myself. I'm Tushar Garg. Okay. Hi, good evening, welcome. All right. How's the Josh? Okay, we'll rock. Definitely, we will rock together. Hi, welcome. Late good evening, welcome. Okay. Okay. Hi, good evening. Okay. Yes, okay. So before we really move forward, okay, I am from, technically, I'm from Batinda, Punjab. Okay, I'm Punjabi. Right, okay. Currently, I am living in Bangalore. Yeah. ऑफिस से भाग के आके तुम्हारी क्लास लगाता हूँ मैं. Um, yeah, okay. Yes, yes, Arman. Yes. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I think let's start. Okay. हम लोग we'll keep on discussing these things, right? We'll be discussing these things. We'll keep on discussing. Okay. You can know my personal details later. Let's start with the session. Okay, welcome. Yeah. Just a second. Just put myself. Okay, let's start it. Get started. Okay, candle puzzle. Okay, candle puzzle बीच में discuss करना है. So candle puzzle discuss कर ही लेते हैं. Okay. So there are two rods. Okay, what was the candle puzzle? Okay, there was that was a two rods puzzle basically. So you were actually given two rods. There is rod one, R1, which takes for 1 hour to burn. Okay, and there is another rod which is very symmetrical, and there is the second rod which is very symmetrical, rod R2. Right, there is a second rod R2, and this is also a symmetrical rod. That means it also takes 1 hour to burn. Right. So these both rods will actually take one hour to burn each. Right. Okay. So yeah. Network issues. एक second. Okay, I'll try to just give me a second. Okay. Network's fine. Okay, no issues. All right, okay. So basically each of the rod takes 1 hour to burn. We have to find out a way in which we can measure 45 minutes, right? We have to find out a way in which we can actually measure 45 minutes. That was the question, right? 45 minutes measure karne, that was the question part. Okay. So in that case, what is the approach? The approach will be, if I try to pick any rod, okay, and I try to burn it from the both sides simultaneously, right? I will do this. See, I'll do the things. I will start burning this rod, and I will also try to burn this. I will try to burn this rod R1 from both sides. Okay, दोनों sides से आग लगा दी मैंने. And simultaneously, I will start. So I will try to burn rod 1 R1 from both sides. That's the first part, from both sides. ठीक है, दोनों साइड से R1 को burn कर रहे हैं. And the second thing that I will do, I will burn R2. Okay, I will simply burn R2. I'll start burning R2 from LHS. But I will actually burn R2 from the left hand side. That is the second thing that I'm doing, left hand side. Right? Okay. Burn R2 from the left hand side. Okay. Okay. So that so what actually happens? जो R1 है, whatever the rod R1 is there. Okay. So that R1 is try to understand, okay, that yeah, right, okay. So that R1 is, so R1 will take how much time to burn? Try to understand. Yes, R1 will take how much time to burn? कितने time में R1 burn हो जाएगी? Right? In how much time exactly the R1 will burn? That is the question. 30 minutes, right? Correct, good. Right. So 30 minutes it will start burning because it's burning from both sides, and it has to take R1. Okay, it has to take R1. It has to take 1 hour to burn. Okay, it has to take 1 hour to burn simply, and it is since it's taking 30 minutes. 30 minutes it will take to burn because it's burning from both sides. Right? In 30 minutes, this rod one will finish. So in this meanwhile, this rod one will finish. R2 would have been burnt half. Right? उतने टाइम में R2 burn हो जाएगी half. Right? जितने टाइम में ये this will be burnt half because this complete rod will burn in 1 hour. So in 30 minutes, right? This rod, and when this rod burns, when rod R1 completely burns, when R1 burns completely, जब R1 पूरी जल जाएगी, right? That I have two indications for that. The first is that denotes 30 minutes are over, right? That actually denotes 30 minutes are over. जब R1 पूरी completely burn हो जाएगी, that simply means that 30 minutes are over, correct? And yeah, why R1 will burn in 30 minutes? Because it is burning from both sides, right? If the complete rod burns in 1 hour, in 30 minutes, and if I'm burning it from both sides, right? 1 hour to burn, 30 minutes, both side can be. Right? If I try to burn it from both sides, then I think you will burn the candle, the rod will burn in 30 minutes, okay? And in meanwhile, that 30 minutes, what will happen when R1 completely burns? R2 burns half, right? जो R2 है, that simply burns half. R2 burns half, that is the second thing, right? R2 actually burns half. And then after the R2 is actually burnt half, I again start a candle here. Right? After this point, when the R1 completely burns, okay, 30 minutes are over, R2 burns half, and I start a candle. I actually start a candle on the other half also. Start a candle on the other half. Okay. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Back. I'm back. Just a second. Yeah, don't worry, guys. Back. Chill, chill. Don't worry. इतनी जल्दी नहीं तुम्हें छोड़ रहा आज मैं. ठीक है. I'll not be leaving you so early. Don't worry. Okay. So meanwhile, the candle R2 burns exactly half. Okay. Okay. ठीक है. इतनी जल्दी नहीं तुम्हारा पीछा छूटेगा. You will not. I mean, I will not leave you at least till the 6th July. Till 6th July, I will not be leaving you. उसके बाद कुछ मर्जी करते रहो. I want your time till 6th of July. Okay. Maybe I think we want. I want you guys for the next 6 months also. Honestly, I want that we should together code and yeah. Okay. Okay. So we want to keep this. Okay. This start the candle on the other half. We'll try to start the candle on the other half, and this part will burn because this is already the half the part, right? This thing is already half part, and since this candle is already half, so it will take 15 minutes to burn, right? This candle will, since this is burning from both sides, it will only take 15 minutes to burn. 15 minutes to burn, right? This candle will only take 15 minutes to burn because already it was the half of the candle. ये पहली half candle थी, and that time also it is further trying to burn, right? So it is burning it into parts. So it's 15 minutes. So the total time it takes is 45 minutes, right? 30 for the first time and 15 further. So the total time that is taking is 45 minutes, right? So the total time it's taking is 45 minutes. Simple, okay? Okay. Yeah, I guys definitely yes. Okay. Don't worry, guys. Explanation. I think maybe you can watch the recording part in case the explanation is not clear, or maybe after the class I'll try to re-explain this once. Okay, for the people who are interested, they can listen, and others can maybe switch, leave that. Right? मुझको ऐसा कर. You can try rewatching the recording, and otherwise, I think I'll try to re-explain toward after the end of the class so that people, जो लोग Java सीखने आए, their time may not get waste. Time is precious. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay. 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 Yes, we'll have been from the teaching instructing part. Then we'll try to take. Then ये भी बता दो for loops, if loops, ये सब भी बता दो. Then teach this also. Okay. Okay. So now let's jump back to this. Okay. I wanted to teach about the conditionals. Okay. I want to teach about the conditionals part. I'll just quickly do a recap. Okay. What we did about if we discussed yesterday about the marks thing, right? We discussed about the marks thing, that if the marks are in this range, if the marks are in this range, then this, and then that is next condition is else if. Okay. So if the if conditions trigger, okay, the other conditions will not even be checked. Okay. I just wanted to discuss with you guys. See. So my point is that, see, so if the if condition, अगर पहली condition trigger हो जाती है, other conditions will not even be checked. Okay. So if the first condition triggers, if any condition is true, right? If any condition is true, any condition is true. So see, so if any condition is true, for example, it tries to maybe try to think of it in this way, that there's this ball falling from top, right? There's this ball that is actually falling from top, and in any point in any slot the ball is true. Okay, then the further conditions will be ignored. So suppose, so I want to say that if the first if condition is there, whatever the first if condition is there, if that is true, okay, so if that is true, then that is end, right? That is end part. So that is end. Okay. And if it is false, if the first condition is not true, it is false, in that case I will check the next condition. Agar first condition false ho jati hai, agar first condition is actually false, in that case only I will be checking the else if part, right? तो और if अगर वो भी false हो जाता, अगर वो true हो जाती है, तो if that is somehow turns true, that simply tells that yes, it is the end of the program. But if that turns false, if that else if is false, in that case I will be checking to the next condition, right? Else if condition. So this all conditions try to understand. अगर पहली वाली condition true होगी, for example, try to think logically. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So whatever the if conditions, they come after one after the other, right? That if the first if condition is true, if it is true, then it's good. Okay. Then I think further conditions will not be checked. For this, guys, I have a problem for you guys. Okay. So let's start this some with simple problems. Okay. I have a small question for you guys. This was definitely yesterday very amazing, Asambhav and all this. Okay. Okay. So we are taking the marks input and will not be taking the marks input, but yeah, let's take this. Integer A. So I am taking integer A input. Let's name this integer scanner sc. You can name the variable anything, scanner sc dot nextInt. Okay. And integer B is equal to sc dot nextInt, correct. and I am taking the two integers. So what is my condition? So if a is equals to 5, system.out.println, hi, okay. Else if a is equals to 5, system.out.println, we will, so let's maybe, okay, yes. So what is, suppose if the value of a is 5, okay, value of a is 5 and the b value is 1. What do you think, what will be the output? If the value of a I actually put as 5, the integer is a, that is the 5. Can you tell me what will be the output? Yes, guys, what is the output? What do you think what the output can be? Or what the output will be? Wrong, wrong. A lot of you guys are doing this wrong. Now C is correct. Okay. Let's just run this. Yes, so we have realized that the we will rock is only coming once. Okay, the variable we will rock is there. This is coming only once. This is printed only once. The reason for this is that the first time the if condition comes, okay, अगर first time if condition comes, in that case, ठीक है, तो मतलब ये ladder बन जाती है. So this is kind of a chain, and maybe not a chain, but yes, this kind of a ladder. That if the first condition is true, okay, the other condition will not be checked. Other conditions will not be checked, not at all. They बाकी conditions नहीं check होंगी. अगर the first condition is actually true, the other conditions will not be checked. Now try to understand this one more concept. Okay, second condition will be ignored. Yes, right. Whether it is true or false does not matter. But if the first condition is true, the second condition will definitely be ignored, right? Now see this. Okay. So now one very important things I want you guys to do, note two important things. The first important thing I want you guys to notice that and that is else, writing and else is not necessary, right? Writing जो जैसे writing an else statement is not necessary. So you can actually skip writing that else part also, right? So जैसे मैंने in this case you might have definitely seen that I am not writing any else statement. I am not actually writing any else statement, right? I am not, then that is fine. Okay. So else statement is writing is optional. You can skip, okay, but the pattern has to be same. Okay. You cannot write in this way. Either you can write if, okay, else, and else if. This pattern is not allowed. Okay. This pattern is not allowed. This pattern is wrong. The reason why this pattern is wrong, because else statement has to be at the last, right? So जो भी else statement है, whatever the else statement is there, that else statement has to be at the last. तो जो भी else statement है, that should be at the last. That is the important condition, ठीक है? And that is not necessary condition, but yes, that is an optional condition, ठीक है? Yeah, we can write that using curly braces also, okay? I'll just talk about it, okay? So you can write that without curly braces, but it's always a good idea to keep it without curly braces, okay? What happens if what happens if, okay, what happens if the if is not true and there is no other condition? Then nothing will get printed. Agar if condition nahi true hai and else is not there, then nothing will get printed, right? Agar इनमें से कोई भी condition true नहीं है, right? Instead of using if else again we use else if. I did not get that, but that's fine. Okay. So now try to see. Okay. So what is my statement? My statement is that we need to only take care of the if statement. Okay. This is fine. If statement is a starter. If statement is a god. Is if statement ऐसे खुद की मर्जी चलाता है. If statement is kind of a leader here. Okay. जहां पर if statement हो जाती है, the conditional block starts, right? You can add an else if you want. You can add multiple else ifs. Okay, you can add multiple else ifs. जितने आपको else ifs चाहिए उतने आप add कर सकते हो. You can add multiple else ifs. You can add multiple else ifs. You can add multiple else ifs if you want. Okay. In case you want to write an else statement at the last, you can. In case you want to skip that also, that is also fine. Okay. This is code chef ID. Okay. And in case I want to skip that else part, अगर मेरे को last पे else लिखना है, then that is also fine. तो ये एक conditional statement का एक condition set of conditions होगी. This is one maybe set of conditions, right? This is one of the set of conditions. Right? These are what's one set of conditions. Simple. If is there could be multiple else ifs, right? Ellipse are, they're called ellipse also. In case you want to look cool, they're called ellipse. Okay. 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 So yes, so this is the idea. Now try to understand this. Okay. There could be multiple if statements also. Okay. There could actually be multiple if statements also. Right. So in this case, try to understand there could be multiple ifs. So this is also if, and then there is also if, and maybe there if else. So what I will understand, if else if, and then this is else if. See, now try to understand this. Okay. ये if एक अपनी अलग pair है. If is separate condition, this is one set. They both will form a separate set. Okay. They will form a separate set. Okay. So basically, they three will be checked. तो मतलब जो else if है, try to understand this. Just 5 minutes of your attention, just 5 minutes, okay, and you will be clear with this concept. Okay, just 5 minutes, please. So what I want to say is that the else if statements, okay, see, the if is kind of the king. The if is kind of the king. Okay, मतलब जहां से ही शुरू होता है, जहां पर ये if statement लग जाता है, from there the conditional statement started, right? जहां से ये if statement हो जाता है. So where from that position this gets started. Okay, so they are actually independent if else. So they are not nested. Okay, nested का चक्कर नहीं, they're just independent if else. And yeah. So from wherever this starts, the from this if is written, so that is where is kind of this starts, right? This is मतलब उससे conditions checking शुरू हो जाएगी. This is an independent condition checking thing. This is an independent condition checking thing. Right? It's actually an independent condition thing, checking thing, does not really matter much. So now the next thing that you could see is multiple if else readers, right? Multiple else. And अगर आपको multiple else if readers चाहिए, आपको बहुत सारी options चाहिए. देखो, एक option, बहुत सारे options, and the last option, right? Give an example. We'll discuss this with an example. Okay. Now try to nested. Don't worry about nested. Okay, we'll discuss about nested maybe little later. अभी के लिए nested नहीं देखते. Okay. So maybe the examples could be, try to understand. So if a is equals to 5, system.out.println, some good statements, right? So anything we can maybe something interesting. What is a good interesting things that we can write? There should be definitely need. Any print statements that are coming to your mind, I'll take print statements from you guys. Okay. So when we are actually doing the comparison, okay, we are actually doing the comparison part. It is the double equals to that, just the comparison with that. Double equals to is used for the comparison. I think I have yesterday not told about two comparison operators. The first is the double equals to, okay. Double equals to tell whether these are equal. Not equals to tell if this is not equal, right? This is not equal. This is not equal. और एक चीज होती है, there is just simple not also, right? Not is also there. This, what this does कि अगर तो true statement है, if this is a true statement and उसके आगे एक exclamation लग गया, this thing will completely turn out to be false, right? If this is a true, simple true statement क्या क्या जाए, false. Yeah, एक second, just give me a second, I'll just change the network, just 1 second. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. I think I'll change the network once. Just give me a second. Okay. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll try to change the network once. Just change the network. So, yeah, we don't need the sc dot close. Okay. By chance कभी एक आधा second हो जाता है, that's fine. Okay. Don't worry much. Okay. So if a is equals to 5, maybe then the school I could not find. I could only find one good statement. वाजिबा क्या statement है? Maybe let's write this. Okay. So if a is equals to 5, then this. Okay. And I am also having a value b, and the b value can be 1. B is equals to 1, right? So maybe if b is equals to 2, okay, if b is equals to 1, system dot out dot println values. Okay, we are writing the system dot out dot println, and if a is, maybe see this, if a is not equals to 3, system dot out dot println wow else system dot out dot println some good statements, some good things. I always look up for good solution. We'll discuss Mehraman. Mehran, we'll discuss. मजा नहीं आ रहा, else में better रखना चाहिए. Okay, fine. So now try to tell me the answers also. Statements तो तुमने लिखवा दिया, answer बताओ. So I'm having these two values. Tell me what are the answers of this one. That if a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 1, what do you think the answer will be? Meanwhile, I'll just try to change the network. Okay, seems like everybody is correct. Almost all of you guys are correct. Okay, and yeah. So I think let's see this. Okay, let's see this, and I'll just quickly try to re-explain that. Okay, so the if condition जहाँ से शुरू होती है, okay, the point where the if condition actually starts, that is the starting point. That's a good starting. Okay, that is where the letter starts, right? That is where the line starts, kind of thing, right? In that line, in that phrase, there could be an if statement, okay? There could be else if statements. Agar else if statements hai, you can never start. I mean, this is wrong. If you write, so this is an independent block, okay? You cannot either start else from else if. If I write this maybe, okay, and you see this, else if maybe a is equals to 5, system dot out dot print ln, ये सही लिखा है. Okay. So actually, if you see this, this will actually throw an error because this is not correct. Okay. You cannot start anything with an else if statement. उस else if statement के ऊपर एक statement होनी चाहिए. This will throw an error. Yeah, see. So else if statement, else should not be without an if, right? इस else if statement के ऊपर, above this else if statement, there should actually be at least one if. So there should be the start of the line, okay? See, इसका एक head होना चाहिए, and I mean there should be the main thing, okay? And they're optional, okay? They're optional. These things else part, they are actually simply optional part, okay? This is the main thing. This is the main thing. If statement is a main statement, okay? Else if statement, else statements. So these are kind of optional. They are not really dependent on that. All right. Okay. Print spelling. Okay. Print spelling is wrong. Print spelling is not wrong. I think everything is fine. Okay. So if I try to run this, if I try to erase this, if I simply try to erase this, now see, now let's see. जहां पर if statement है, the moment I am actually writing an if statement, that actually denotes the start of the block, right? Java does not. Please show ladder. Check line number 42. Which line number 42? That I have run. That I have erased only. Okay, so we could see that the three statements are printing: cool, wajiwa, and wow. Okay, I don't know why I printed this wow. Okay, yeah. So try to understand this. Try to understand the logic part. Okay, try to understand the logic. Jahan se if statement I, right? This is the one if statement. This is the one if statement, and this is an independent block. This is actually an independent block. This thing is an independent block. This is an if statement, and this is actually an independent block, right? This thing is an independent block. It's like a simply if statement, right? This is a normal if statement, and yeah, that is about an independent block, right? Now try to understand next, okay? Line number 33 logic. एक second, क्या which line number? एक second, this line, just 1 second. You had written print. This is your print. Line number, print spelling was wrong. Check line number 42. Which line number 42? I think I have erased that thing already. अब कोई error है? Any error you finding it now? No, right? That was not the compiling issue. All right. That is just in conditional statement, right? That is anything I can write in the statement, right? Anything I can actually write in the statement. There's nothing about it. Okay. आप उसमें equal to लिख सकते हो, double equal to लिख सकते हो, not equal to लिख सकते हो, right? Okay. Yeah. So now try to understand this particular if statement. जब एक नया if आएगा, right? So this is an independent block. This thing is an independent block, simple, right? Independent block. Right? And so there is this if statement. तो ये if statement एक खुद एक independent block हो गया. अगर ये statement है, मतलब it's not like कि अगर पहली statement, if the first statement is true, then the second statement will not be checked. That is not the case because both are if statements, right? Both are like both are kind of the king statements, and both will actually be given equal priority, right? So they both are the if statements, so both will actually be given equal priority. So that is not the case, okay? And in this case, try to see this else statement will be connected with this statement only, right? This else statement will actually be connected with this statement, right? The else statement will be connected with this statement. This is about the idea. Okay? And you should also be clear about the multiple ideas, okay? In case I actually write multiple statements, I write long statements, long conditional statements. For example, तो long conditional statements का आंसर भी आपके पास होना चाहिए. For example, if a is equals to 5 and if a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 1, b is equals to 1 and इस सारे का this is little tough. Tell me, will just forget about everything else. Just tell me, will the cool be printed or not? System.out.cool, else not cool. Okay. So if there is only one statement, okay, if there are not multiple statements, you can skip writing those curly braces also. But only अगर आपको print एक ही statement करनी है. If you are having only one statement, this is an important note. Okay, please don't get confused. If there's only one statement, to be written in the block, right? To be written in the block part, if there is actually only one statement, सिर्फ एक ही statement है block में लिखने के लिए, in that case we can skip the braces. We can skip the braces. कि जो भी braces हैं, we can actually skip the brackets part. Right? जो भी brackets part है, we can skip that, but we can only skip the bracket if I have to print only one statement, right? I have to print multiple statements, no, then I cannot skip it. But otherwise, I'll be printing. Cool will be printed. Yes, all right. So cool will be printed, right? Cool. So many statements. Yes, that is fine, right? So else statements, they're not having their own priority, right? Else statements are not having their own priority. It is only the if statement that is having the priority. So in case there, I have to print only one thing, then the curly braces are not required. I will be doing system.out.println and not cool, right? Okay. So this is about it, right? Greater than equals to, less than equals to, they all are absolutely same. They're nothing different, okay? They're almost same. They're not really different. Just a quick recap, okay? I think, guys, please try to watch the recordings, okay? Please try to be a little more responsible. I know many of you guys are joining this class for the first time. Most welcome. But try watching the recordings part and the third lecture, try rewatching the recordings part and you will get a lot of things clear, okay? Yeah, I understand that. Yes, then yes. Please don't spam it. Yeah. All right, right. Okay. So now I'll just quickly try to recap it once. Okay, just one more recap. Okay. Yes. So what is the equals to statement doing? Double equals to statement checks that on the left hand side, whatever you write, whether it's a variable or a number, and on the right hand side, whatever you write, they should be exactly same, right? They should exactly be same. Agar ye same hai, then this statement would have returned a true. If this is not same, then this statement would have returned a false. If this is true, either it would have returned a true, agar dono equal hai, otherwise it would have returned a false, right? What is double and doing? Double and checks कि whatever is written on this side and whatever is written on this side, right? So if there are brackets, okay, जो भी left hand side पे written है statement condition 1 and whatever is written on the right hand side the condition 2. For this to be true, both the condition C1 and C2, both the conditions C1 and C2 have to be true, right? Have to be true. अगर दोनों कंडीशन C1 and C2 है, वो दोनों ट्रू होंगी. In that case only I'll be doing this, okay? Okay. Yeah. So what is the idea of not? Okay. वो तो ऐसे ही, this is something I can do, right? This is, it's not like why am I doing this? It's just anything. I'm just trying to practice you guys, okay? I'm just trying to practice your idea of right. I'm just trying to practice your idea of operators. मैं operators different operators use करके I am just trying to test your or maybe check understand you more about the operators. So what is this? Okay, ये evaluate करना है. This is just the problem. This is like as simple as asking कि क्वेश्चन क्यों पूछा हुआ है, कि क्वेश्चन ने ऐसा क्यों पूछा हुआ है, right? This is not I'm writing a code. This is like I'm asking a question, and in question I can do anything, right? So now try to see. I have put a not explanation, right? I have put a not explanation. Try to see. And there's this bracket outside, and there's this and statement, and this is right. What is this written? A is equals to 5 and B is equals to 2, right? A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 2. So let's see. Is this statement true? Yes, this statement is true because the A value is equals to 5 that is given, and the B value that I'm having that is equals to 1, right? This statement C1 is true, but the statement C2 is false, right? This statement is true and the statement C1 is true and C2 is false. So what happens if C1 is true and C2 is false? In that case, it actually results in a false, right? This complete thing results in a false because true and false, okay, true and false will always give me a false. True and false इनका add करूंगा मैं. This will give me a false, right? And what is the not statement doing? Okay, the not statement does is that, okay, what does the exclamation do? If that is true, if तो वो उसको false कर देता है, and अगर उसमें not exclamation में false होता है, तो it converts it to true, right? So this thing is false, right? Inside is false, but not of false. This is not of false. So what is not of false? Not of false is actually true. So this complete statement will become true, right? This complete statement will actually become true. It is not of false. So not of false will actually become true, simple, right? That is the idea. Not of false will become, yeah. Okay. This is how it is, going on, right? All right. That is why, and since this statement is true, right? So overall statement, ये brackets एक एक करके brackets try to resolve the innermost brackets first, okay? And with the help of innermost brackets, the innermost brackets with the help of try to come to outer brackets. From the innermost brackets, okay, from the innermost brackets, you slowly and gradually come out to outer brackets. You slowly and gradually come to outer brackets. Simple. Right? From the innermost brackets, you simply try to come to the outermost brackets. Okay. Right? That's idea of conditional. I think we have practiced a lot about conditionals. Maybe somebody from the team will try to share you some good conditional practice problems also. Okay. So that will also be done. आपको conditional practice problems share कर दी जाएंगी. You will be having some more conditional practice problems. You can practice them. That will be provided in the group itself. Okay, so you can practice more conditional practice problems. And yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. I'll try to. I'll forget. Okay. Rudransh, if you're there in the call, maybe you can try to put the assignments. He might be there. Rudransh is not there. Okay. Okay, I'll try to make sure he adds that. Discord group. Why not equals to मतलब? ये क्या बात है? Okay. Now try to understand. Okay. Now let's try to move to the next topic. The next topic that I have for you guys is the loops. Okay. Okay. Now the next interesting topic, that this is one of the most fundamental things. Okay. This is one of the most fundamental things of programming. Okay. No matter in what language you write, no matter what whatever things you write, loops is something that will always be useful. Always and always be useful. Okay. loops and arrays are two fundamental things, right? Okay. Right. So try to understand that. Okay, let's try to understand the loops part, the loops part, the loops chat. Okay. So loops, what is a loops doing? Loops really means, okay. If for example, I want to write a statement 10 times, right? We will rock, right? We want to write this actually statement 10 times. What is a good way to write this? Right? We will rock, right? And I want to actually write the statement that we will rock. And I want to write the statement 10 times. That is the idea. This statement को I should be able to write the statement 10 times. What is a good way? अगर मैं इसको 10 times लिखना चाहता हूँ, what is a good way, right? I think what we have done, you might have done in the assignments also, that in the printing stars pattern, okay. Yeah. So in the printing of the stars pattern, try to understand, okay. You were actually writing that print statement system.out.println 10 times or maybe 5 times. If in case you want to print that stars, try remembering that if you actually printed those stars, right? Those stars were printed. So while you were actually printing those stars, try to remember, okay? So we have written 4 print statements, right? We have written 4 print statements simple. We have actually written 4 print statements, right? Simple. Right? We have actually written the 4 print statements, right? But that is not a very good way. Suppose we have tried Google Doc 100 times. We cannot write the print statement 100 times, right? That is not. Check your net connection. Oh my God. Just a second. All good, right? All good. So अगर मेरे को ये 100 times print करना हो, अगर ये चीज मेरे को 100 बार print करनी, then what is the way, right? Then I think that is not a very good way, right? Okay. So in that case, I will be using the loops. Okay. एक काम को बारी बारी करना हो, then the best way to do is it loops. And that like you try to slew, I think the loops word they might have taken that you try to listen that song multiple loops time, right? Any song. So I personally listen all the Punjabi songs. I am a complete Punjabi song fan. Definitely, maybe I'm because Punjabi, but yeah. So I try to listen any good songs. I try to find out. I try to listen them on loop, back to back, same song. The same song is being repeated, right? So what happens with the loops part? In case any particular condition or any particular set of conditions, right? Right. Any particular set of conditions you want to write multiple times, right? You want to repeat any set of conditions, you will be using loops. Okay. So what is Tenumenu loops? Okay. Yeah. So it is repeating a set of conditions. It is repeating a certain set of conditions. I am repeating a certain set of conditions multiple times, right? I want to actually repeat a certain set of conditions that yes, I require this certain set of conditions, and repeating a set of conditions multiple times. That is the idea, right? That I'm actually repeating. I want to just give me a second. I want to repeat any statement multiple times. I will be using the loops. That is the idea. That is the use of the loop. Right? So how will I use? Okay, how will I use the loops part? Okay, I need to maintain a counter variable also, right? सबसे पहले I need to maintain a counter variable कि कितनी बार मुझे print करना है, right? So this is the first loop that we'll be introducing you guys. It is a for loop. The first loop that we have is the for. What does the for loop say? The for loop actually says that you want to print anything particular. Okay, you want to print anything particular. You can print that, and yeah, right. So the first loop that we're actually going is the for loop. अगर मुझे कोई statement multiple times print करनी है, I will be using the concept of loops. This is the first loop that I'm introducing you guys. It is a for. Okay. For loop का syntax होता है. This is syntax how to write a loop. So you write a variable for, okay, and then you write circular brackets and then two semicolons, right? Then you write two semicolons. Correct. Inside these two semicolons, you have to write three conditions. यहाँ पर condition 1, यहाँ पर condition 2, and यहाँ पर condition 3, and then bracket. And then here you have to write the statements you want to repeat. The statements, whatever the statements, maybe here the simple statement that I want to repeat is, here I can write the statements I want to repeat, statements to repeat, statements to repeat. And the statements to repeat can be simple. Okay, I am just simply printing the system.out.println, system.out.println. I can simply print the system.out.println and just hi, hello, kuch bhi, right? So this is something fine, right? Okay. So in this case, try to understand this. What is the process? मुझे counter variable रखना पड़ेगा, right? I also need to find out a counter variable. I need a counter variable. That counter variable is actually keeping a count. ठीक है कि 10 कब हो गया? एक counter variable भी तो होना चाहिए ना? So try to see the syntax beautifully. Very beautiful syntax. This is the counter variable. Integer counter is, so I have to define that variable also. This is a simple integer counter, right? A counter like a stopwatch, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is keeping the count. It's like a stopwatch. This is like a counter variable. Here you will be doing the initialization. Okay. Here you will be doing the condition checking. The counter should be less than equals to 10. Okay. And here you will be doing the updation. Counter equals to counter plus 1. Counter equals to counter plus 1. That is what you are actually doing, the updation. Okay. So three important things. The first important thing is the initialization part. This is the initialization. That I am actually initializing a value. I am actually particularly initializing a value. That is the first step. Second step, in the second, after between the second semicolon, okay, you will be doing is the condition checking part. The next thing that you'll be doing is the condition checking part. यहाँ पर आते हैं condition check. What will I do? कि condition check कि क्या 10 हो गया नहीं हुआ, right? That condition checking part कि जो आपने for loop चलानी है वो कब तक चलानी है, शुरू कहाँ से करनी है, चलानी कब तक है. That is the second part. And third part is the updation part. That after every set of do, what is the third part, right? The third part is updation. Updation part, right? That is the third part. All right, right? So these are the three steps that I need to follow. So let me just show you this. Okay, this is just the syntax part, and I will just tell you what each of them means. So we are trying to write a simple for loop. Okay, a normal for loop is there for integer counter variable that is set to 1. The counter variable must be less than equal to 10, and each time updating the counter equals to counter plus 1. कि जो भी counter value की variable, जो भी counter variable की value है, whatever is the value of the counter variable, just update that value by 1, right? And what is the set of statement to repeat? The statement to repeat is that system.out.println. Okay. We will rock. Right. All right. So I think this is something we can always also keep the motto. We will rock types. Okay. Maybe this can be our hashtag, but we can think of a good hashtag maybe sometime later if a good hashtag comes. Right. Okay. Okay. So maybe I'll just show you this one. Okay. Let's see. See, so we could see that the we will rock statement has been printed 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So yes, it's working fine. So we have tried to, so see, so how beautiful it was. कि जो भी मेरे को करना है, right, whatever the things that I wanted to print, I wanted to print this numbers 10 times, right? I have simply used a variable, a counter variable. And what is the counter variable doing? Just try to understand this. Okay. I'll show you how beautifully this for loop works. Let's try to see what happens if I write this loop, right? I'll just show you this in very detail. Okay. Please try to focus in here. I'll try to show you how this works, how this thing is actually working. Okay. Okay. Um, what happens if I simply try to, okay, after 10, 15 minutes, I'll give you 5 minutes. Don't worry. Just 10 more minutes. After I complete this for loop concept, let's just little more concept. I will try to give you a small break. Okay. And yeah. So maybe try to understand in this way that what is the for loop doing for integer counter variable? Okay. The variable name could have been anything. I'm using the variable c and t that is initialized to 1 and count will be value less than equals to 3. Okay, it should be less than equals to 3, and each time count plus plus count equals to count plus 1. That is the updation part. Okay, in case actually there is a shortcut also. Okay, in case there is only one to update, okay, instead of writing count plus 1, you could have also replaced this with count plus plus, right? This is kind of a little shortcut here, that अगर आपको एक ही चीज अपडेट करनी है, you have to update only one value, you could have used this count plus plus, right? This is only when you have to increment the value by 1, when you have to actually increment the value by 1. So for now, let's just write it count plus 1 only. That's fine. Okay. For now, let's just write the count plus 1. Count equals to count plus 1. And in the statement, I'll be writing maybe we will drop, right? We will drop. Now try to understand this very beautifully. Okay. So why I'm having a counter variable? So this is the variable that I'm having, and the variable is count, right? The variable is count. Its value is initialized to 1. Okay. So what is the step? The step is that before it actually enters, okay, before it actually enters inside the loop, okay, before it enter inside the bracket part, it checks the condition. Ki, am I actually allowed? Am I actually allowed to go inside the statement or not? So try to think of in this way, that this for loop is a collection of multiple if statements. Okay? If this is true, go inside the loop. If this is true, go inside the loop. Something of that sort. Okay. Try to understand. The count value is 1. When the count variable is 1, since 1 is 1 less than 3, the count value is 1, right? 1 is less than equals to 3. Answer is true. Since this is true, I will go inside the statement. I will go inside the statement and I will try to print the value. I will go inside the statement and I simply try to print the value. Right? I'll be trying to. So that means we will rock be printed. We will rock. This statement will actually be printed. We will rock. The statement will actually be printed. ये वाली statement एक बार print हो जाएगी. And after this step, right? After this step, the count value has to be updated, right? The variable count is there. That count variable will get updated, right? The count variable will actually get updated, right? Okay. You can and count variable की value देगी 2. So 1 से हटके this goes to 2. So I am changing this value to. Okay. Now again, before entering inside this, पहले मैं हर बार पूछता हूँ. I am always asking the gatekeeper kind of thing. Okay. So this is the gatekeeper kind of thing. This is the condition checking with a big stick in his hand. And yeah. Okay. So he is always asking that the count variable is 2. Okay. So here comes 2. So 2 is less than equals to 3. And this is saying that yes, right? 2, because 2 is less than equals to 3. So I will actually go inside the loop. And once I go inside the loop, there is this return statement, system.out.println. Right? There is printing statement, system.out.println. Right? So there is this print statement, system.println. Okay. And that is actually printing, right? So we will rock again, print ho jayega, we will rock. Right? So दूसरी बार भी print हो जाएगा. And yeah, correct. Okay. So now try to understand this. Now the count value will also get increased. After this process, what happened? The count value used to get increased. The same thing will happen. After this conditional statements, at last, the count value will get updated. Right now, the count value will be having a value 3. The count variable will be having a value 3. Count variable, जो भी count variable था, that count variable will have a value 3, right? Will have a value 3, right? Since the count variable is having a value 3, again, it will go before going inside the loop. Always क्या होता है, just tell you. So it will again check 3 is less than equal to 3. Answer is yes. ठीक है, तो it will again go, it will again print we will rock. We will rock, right? So since it will rock, it will actually rock. So now count value will again get updated. Count value जब 4 हो जाएगी, right? The count value will be updated. तो जब count की value 4 हो जाएगी, now try to see. Is 4 less than equal to 3? ठीक है. So for this statement is actually false, right? This statement is actually false. So since this statement is false, okay, if you try to understand, if this statement is false, so this will not allow me. This will actually stop me. Okay, this will show me a red signal. Okay, this thing will show me a red signal that you are not allowed to go inside, and we will come out of the for loop, right? तो हम लोग बाहर आ जाएंगे. मतलब we have exited. मतलब खत्म हो गया. So that means we were able to print the loop. We were able to print the loop. We will rock you 3 times, right? Okay. Yes, loop will stop. Right? It comes out of the loop. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now my statement is that, okay, my statement is small statement. Try telling me that if I started from 0 and I go it till 4. Okay. I start this counter variable for integer, the count variable. I am just writing this integer count is equal to 0 and count is less than 4. Very difficult. Okay. Very difficult question. Okay. Whatever I have, right? So whatever thing I have done, the same thing that you have to do, the same thing you have to do, same. Okay. And yeah. So you will tell me this is very different from that. Okay. The first thing, this is only single less than, this is less than, this is not equals to. Okay. And second difference is that it is starting from 0. So count equals to count plus 1 is the second thing. Count equals to count plus 1. Can you actually tell me how many times this will print? Take your time. Okay. I want you guys to take some good time on this. Take your time and tell me. वो चीज सेम करके देखो. 0 पे प्रिंट करेगा, 0 इज द इनिशियलाइजेशन. 0 पे प्रिंट करेगा, 1 पे प्रिंट करेगा, 2 पे प्रिंट करेगा. व्हाट इज द आंसर, राइट? आई वांट एवरीबॉडी ऑफ यू गाइस टू ट्राई दिस. I could say only 1 2 people are only constantly putting. I got their answers, guys. I got your answers, Rohit. पता लग गया तुम्हारा आंसर 4 है. एक ही बार आंसर डालना तो you just need to put the answer only once. Sayam also I got the answer, right? Swahim, everybody guys, I got the answer once. Vishal, everybody got. एक बार में पता लग गया. Chill. Right? Now try to understand this. So when the count variable was equal to 0, okay, the counter variable was equal to 0. The counter variable was initialized to 0. Since the counter variable is initialized to 0, okay, the counter variable is initialized to 0, is 0 less than 4? Since 0 is less than 4, answer is correct. So एक बार तो print होगा. I'll just mark a tick here that one time it's printed. And the counter variable will get updated to 1. When the counter variable gets updated to 1, the counter value is 1. Try to understand. 1 is less than 4. Answer is correct. Answer is yes. Since 1 is also less than 4, okay, since the variable 1 is less than 4, okay. So if this is also true, so 1 less than 4 hai, in that case also try to understand. It is correct, so it will print the statement correct, and the counter variable will update to 2. ये 0 के लिए था, ये 1 के लिए था. If 2 is also less than 4, we will again go inside the loop. The print statement will get printed. So I'm printing the statement. So 2 is less than 4, correct. And the counter variable will also get updated, right? The counter variable will also get updated with the counter variable. the counter variable की वैल्यू आ जाएगी 3. क्या 3 less than 4 है? आंसर इज करेक्ट. 2 के लिए करेक्ट आ गया. Then 3, when 3 is less than 4, okay, when the value 3 is less than 4, okay, so it is also correct, right? It is also correct. And yeah, right, it is also correct. So in that case, 3, since 3 is less than 4, so I can say that yes, for 3 also this will get presented, which is correct. Okay, now the counter variable will get updated to 4, right? So 4 is less than 4. When 4 is less than 4, this statement is false, right? This statement is not true. This is a false statement, right? So if this condition actually turns out to be false, this condition turns out to be false, so it will try to print 4 times, right? Yes, how many times the condition is okay, it will try to print that many times. So we come out of the loop. So if this is false, we come out of the loop. Right? So I could see that I have printed that statement 4 times, right? I have printed the statement 4 times. Okay. Okay, so maybe I think I can give you a problem to solve. Okay, I can give you a small problem to solve, and you can, meanwhile, for all those who want to want a break, they can get a break, and others can try figuring out the problem. I have to print. This is a tough problem. Okay, I can give you 2 problems technically. Okay, you have to print the numbers. You have to take a user input n. Okay, for the people who want to break, have a break. Please go have a break. Meanwhile, for the people who want to solve something, there is something to solve, and it's related to the for loop only. So what is that we are doing? That you are take a user input n, take a user input, take from the user a variable n. Okay, user input n. That is the first thing, and the second thing is that print the numbers. Print the numbers from 1 to n. This is a little tricky problem. Okay, print the numbers from 1 to n. तो जो भी user input आया होगा, assuming example, the n is 5, the user has entered 5, then it should actually print the numbers from 1 to 5, right? It should try to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It should print the numbers from 1 to 5. That is ideal. Right? That's the idea. Okay. Yes, Dean, please don't try to ping again and again. Whatever the doubts that you're having non-relevant to the class, okay, please let's you keep them with you, okay? To at the end of the class, I'll try to ask you doubts, right? Please don't ऐसे बारी बारी irrelevant uncontext चीजें बारी बारी मत पूछा करो. That does not make sense. I know the doubts are important for you, okay? I'm not saying I'll not answer them, but please try to ask it towards the end of the class so that everybody थोड़ा distraction होता है, nothing else. Okay, so I have 2 problems for you guys. This is one problem. For people want to break, please go have some break. Okay, we'll discuss them. Okay, don't worry. And for the people who want to try, the second problem I have for you guys is that print. This is the first problem. The second problem is take a user input n. Take a user input n and print only the even numbers. Right? Print only the even numbers. Only the even numbers. For example, up to n. For example, if n is 6 or n is 7 maybe. So if n is 7, then you need to print only even numbers. Even numbers are what? 2, 4, 6. So you need to only print the even number. That is the idea. You need to simply print only the even numbers. Print only the even numbers. Right? That's the second problem. Second part of the problem. This is the first part of the problem. You can try 5-7 minutes. Okay. In case you have done solving that, you can actually have a break. I'll give you 7 minutes for this. Try thinking whatever you can. Okay. And we'll start back at 2020. 22-20. So वापस 10 at 20 we'll start. Go grab some dinner. मतलब have something quick, biscuit types. try writing the code also. Okay, it is very important. I could see a lot of you guys are sharing the code directly, just writing here. Please try writing it on the compiler, okay, and then try running it and then show it here. Okay, this is very important. You don't directly just send it here, okay, because I could see a lot of you guys code are wrong, but it's not practically possible for me to tell you each and everybody that whether your code is right or wrong, right? So what you can do, okay, what you can do is that you can try to try writing your code on the compiler. That will give you a good compiling practice also. Okay. So and once you try writing the code on the compiler, the second thing that you need to do is that you write the code on the compiler. You also try to check this once and then some and then just type in the chat section here. Get some water. Listen. The first problem was to print the numbers from 1 to n, given you take a user input n. The second problem was taking a user input n, you need to print only the even numbers, right? Two set of problems. I could see a lot of people have definitely figured out the correct solution. Sounds good, yeah. This is really interesting. I told you, right? I think even I told you in the first class that not everybody will try to stay till the last. It is only some good people. Even some of you guys will also drop, I'll tell you. Honestly, I think something around 200, 250 people will be there and they will further pass through a test and then I think a lot of people will get filtered out, SE. So always, I think, yeah. So it's always about, so even I'm not sure if you guys remember that in the first class, we used to have something around 600 people maybe, right? In the 600 people. Even today's class also, I think in the initial part, we were having something around 400 plus people, but 80 people left during the session. Okay. And so, yeah, this thing is always happening. Okay. Yeah. So, matlab, definitely, it's definitely appreciable, honestly, very appreciable that you guys are taking decision number one to change your next 6 months and maybe the life, honestly. And not everybody can try to come out of the comfort zone and do something different. I even also know a lot of you guys might be. How many of you guys are job persons? I mean, already a job, something doing some job person. Type it yes in the chat section. How many are doing this after the job part? कितने लोग जॉब करके आते हैं फिर ये करते हैं? I could see definitely. I think something around 70 people, 80 people might be. One fourth of the class is definitely something doing. Maybe shy, not one fourth, but yeah, around 40 people, shy maybe. Around 40 people are working, right? So even it's difficult for them to maybe. It is really difficult after you come out from a job, and then you have to attend the session. That is really appreciable. Okay, respect plus plus. Okay, and yeah. So honestly, guys, further decision further will be more challenging for you guys. Okay, but yes, they will definitely be rewarding. Okay, yeah. So that is definitely worth the effort. Okay. Don't worry, Rahul. We'll discuss that. Okay. So let's jump to the problems. Okay. Okay. So what is the first problem? The first problem was we need to print the statements. We need to print the numbers. Okay. We need to actually print the numbers from 1 to n. For example, we were given a user input n, right? We were given a user input n, and that n input we have to take as user, and we have to print the numbers from 1 to n. Print the numbers from 1 to n. Right? Numbers from 1 to n. Okay, that is the thing. And yeah, for all those people who have done that, okay, for all those people who have done that, you can try next thing. Okay, you can try next thing in case you have done that. Just for practice purpose. Just one more problem. Sum of first n numbers also. Right? Sum of first n numbers. कि जो भी n numbers हैं, for example, the n is 5. Then sum of first 5 numbers, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. That should be equal to 15, right? So we need to figure out this, write a program for this, right? In case you have done these two problems already, and in case you have not done these problems, please try to see this here. Okay. So we need to print the numbers from 1 to n. How will I be printing that? First of all, I'll be taking the user input n. Okay. First of all, I'll be taking the user input n. कि n तक numbers print करने हैं. Integer n equals to s3 dot next int, right? I need to print the numbers from n s3 dot next int, correct? And now I need to actually print those numbers, right? I have taken the user input n key. Yes, this is the user input. And now I need to print the numbers. Okay. I need to print the numbers from 1 to n, right? So I need to print the numbers from 1 to n. That is the idea. So in order to print the numbers from 1 to n, I will be actually using a for loop. मैं एक for loop use करूंगा. For integer number is equals to 1 से लेके number must be less than equal to n, because मेरे को 1 से लेके n तक, I mean both including 1 and n, right? I have to print these numbers, right? Numbers from 1 to n, both including. So that is why number is starting from 1, and number should be equal to less than n, and each time the number variable, okay, should be incremented by 1, right? So I am simply trying to print, try to see. I am not trying to print anything variable, okay? Just I am trying to print the number, okay? Plus some space also. See, now try to remember that number variable that was already getting updated, right? The number variable was initialized by 1. This was a number variable, and this was initially having a value 1, right? And maybe the n is 5. Just try to always think of a small example that n is 5, n is 6, and all this thing, right? So when n is 5, the number variable was 1. I have printed this number, right? So 1 print ho gaya, plus some space be print ho gaya, right? So 1 is printed plus some space is also being printed, correct? And in the next iteration, the number value will get updated, right? Number value aa jate 2. The number value will have come equal to 2. Yeah, then 2 will print it, then 3 will get printed, right? 4 will get printed, 5 will get printed, as that. So this process goes on. So it's not necessary you have to only use a fixed variables, okay? You have to only use a fixed variable. You can also use the variables जो change भी हो रहे हैं. जैसे इस केस में आपने देखा, the number variable is getting changed, right? The number variable, whatever the number variable is there, that number variable is getting changed. Number variable is getting changed always. Number variable is getting changed. And yeah. So if the number variable is getting changed, in that case, we try to print that number, right? We try to print that number, simple. Right, that is the idea. Right, that's the idea. Okay. So now try to understand this. This was simple way. Let's just try to run this. So I want to print the numbers from to 10, right? I want to print the numbers up to 10 from 1 to 10. Okay. So I am using this variable n number. Okay. And let's run this. So yes, so you could see that जो number variable हमने सोच कर रहे हैं, whatever the number variable we were actually imagining, that number variable was changing the values time and again, right? Number variable was changing the values. That was changing the values. That's the number one thing. Okay, changing the values, simple. And since the number variable was actually changing the values, it was also trying to update and according, right? It was trying to update and change values according. So that is the idea. Yeah, so this is a simple code. Okay, just what is the one thing that we have done in the earlier case? I was trying to print we will rock, right? That is the thing that we were doing there, right? In this case, I am just trying to use the help of the number variable which was changing 1 2 3 4, right, 5 6 and all this, right? This was the part one of the code, right? The part two of the code is that, okay, what is the part two of the code? Okay, what is the part two of the code? The part two of the code, this is the first part of the code. And I want to print the second part. Question was, take a user input n, correct? Take a user input n, and what you have to do, and you have to print the even numbers and print the even numbers up to n, right? कि n तक जो भी even numbers हैं सिर्फ उनको print करना, that is the idea. You need to only print the even numbers up to n, that is the idea, up to n, that's the idea. So what you will be doing, I'll just comment this out. Okay, so I'll just comment them. And yeah, so how to print that? So there are two ways, right? So this is the first, I'll be discussing the method one. There are actually two ways to do this. Method one, the method one is that I am simply trying to do it integer I, number equals to 1 se leke. Actually, honestly, if you ask me, right, these variable names are very standard variable names are I and J. Okay, I and J are very standard variable names. I and J. Okay, I and J are very standard variable names and very widely used. Okay, they are very widely used. Simple. I and J are standard variable names and they are used very widely. Correct. So the idea is that, yeah. So there are two ways. Okay, the first way is that you write a simple same statement. Okay, the same statement, integer number is set to 1 and number must be less than equals to n and number plus plus, right? Number plus plus, and inside that you write a condition statement if, right? And you actually write in conditional statement. So even के case में क्या होता है? How do we really check if a number is even or not? Yes. So if I, in order to check this, just 1 second. Yeah. So in order to check if a number is even or not odd, right? See, I divide this by 2. I actually divide that number by 2. I just simply get the remainder. I'll just divide that number by 2. I'll divide that by 2. Divide that by 2. Divide the number by 2. तो जब मैं उस नंबर को 2 से डिवाइड करूंगा, whatever the remainder I get, right? Either the remainder is 0. So if the remainder is 0, I just divide it. Yeah, I get the remainder, right? I just simply get the remainder by 2, right? I just simply get the remainder by 2. I just simply get the remainder by 2. That is the idea. कि जो भी remainder लेना है मेरे को 2 से, that is what I'm getting. And since I'm getting the remainder by 2 part, okay, any number, right? This is for any number n. मतलब I am checking, what am I checking? If n is even or not, this is what I'm checking. If n is even or n is odd, this is something that I'm checking. या तो n even है या फिर n odd है. So this is something that I'm checking that. And so again, if I actually get the remainder, okay, if I simply get the remainder by 2, and if the remainder is 0, okay, if the remainder is 0, I will say that yes, okay, I will say that yes, the number is prime, the number is even, okay, number is even, because that on dividing the remainder by 2, I get the remainder as 0. But if it is not 0, right, if it is 1, because there are only two possible numbers, remainders, right, either the remainder is 0 or the remainder is 1, right? Okay, so I will do this. What I will just write an if condition inside that if the number part, okay, if the number percentage 2 is equal to 0, that means the number is even. In that case, I'll try to print the number. System.out dot print. I'll just try to print the number plus some space, right? This is one of the methods, right? Okay. What is the second method? The second method is आपको ये करने की जरूरत ही नहीं थी. You don't really require doing this. What you could have done separately, okay? The method 2 could have been. Method 2 could have been. You could have simply used a for loop for integer number is equal to 1 से लेके number must be less than n. Number must be less than n. And number equals to number plus 1, right? Number equals to number plus 1. So in that case, what you will be doing, see, try to understand. This is the second way. अब आप यहाँ पर हर बार एक increment नहीं करोगे. You could have incremented the number by 2. Number equals to number plus 2, right? And number should not start from odd. Number should start from 2, right? जो counter variables हैं, whatever the counter variables are there, that counter variables, okay, the counter variables are there. The counter variable can actually start whatever the number is there, right? Those that can start from 2, and every time instead of updating this by 1, okay, instead of updating this by 1, I could have actually updated by 2. So 2 आ सकता है, 4 आ सकता है. This will get 6, this will get 8, this will get 10, and so on, right? Because I am updating it. I am updating it by 2. I'm not updating it by 1, but I'm updating it by 2. कि हर बार I'm incrementing it by 2, updating it by 2, right? This simple thing I'm doing, okay, I'm just incrementing the same thing by 2. Yeah, so I'll be doing this. What? System.out.print number. Okay. And I just print an end line after this. System.out.println. System.out.println. Right, okay. Yeah, so let's see. कि अब मेरे को सिर्फ even numbers print करने हैं. तो I just, so I have shown you both of the methods. Both of them are fine. Okay. Yeah, so you could see that we are only getting the even numbers, and we are just getting the even numbers, right? Simple. Even numbers I am bottom bit. Even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 6, 8. What I'm getting is the even number. Simple. Simple. Yeah, even in case you put the input as 11, that does not matter. Okay. In case you want to put the 11, then also it will print 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 only. हाँ, 0 भी कर सकते हैं आप. We can also do it 0 also. Technically that is fine, but I was thinking of natural numbers. Okay, so yeah. Okay. what is this line doing? Okay, this is the code part. Okay, so what is this line doing in case? Okay, so this line is just breaking the line. This is simply breaking the line. I'm not printing, just I'm bringing the cursor to the next line, right? After this printing statements, right? After this printing statement, see, after these printing statements are in the same line. If you try to observe, they are actually in the same line, right? So then the same line, what do we mean by this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So they are actually in the same line. And we need to break the line after that also, right? Our goal is to break the line after that also. So we'll be breaking that line. Okay. So how will we be breaking that line? So we've broken that line, correct? And that is system.out.println, right? So I'm trying to break that line. So this is broken by system.out.println. And then I am trying to again use the for loops. Okay, I'm trying to again use the for loop, and I am trying to print that again 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever things I want to do using the method 2. I am trying to print that, and after that also I am trying to break that line, right? So breaking that line. All right, that's the idea. Okay, number percentage to क्या करता है देखो, in order to check what was the goal, I have to find out print only the even numbers. My goal was to print only the even numbers, कि जो भी even numbers हैं, that is something that I need to print, right? So what am I simply doing? I try to get a remainder by 2. Number percentage 2 helps me get the remainder part. So this thing gets the remainder, right? This thing gets the remainder. कि जो भी remainder है, that is what I am getting the remainder part. Either that remainder is exactly equals to 0, या तो वो remainder है that is 0, right? That remainder part is 0. That simply shows if the remainder on dividing. So what is the definition of an even number? The definition of even number is that it completely divides by 2, right? So what if it completely divides by 2? That simply means that it's having a remainder 0, right? Line number 43, I use a plus statement. Vishwanand, I think you have to watch the recordings for this plus statements here. Yeah. We can use Vaishnav. We can use that. Guys, please try. It's a humble request. Please try watching the recordings. I know all the questions are fine. They are valid questions. Okay, they have come before also, but I could see that you guys have joined first time. Welcome to Acciojob. And yeah, please try watching the recordings. The recordings are present in the Discord group. I would be really happy if somebody from you guys could share the Discord link in the chat section. Okay, please try watching the recordings in the Discord group. It's also available in your portal also. Right? It's also available in the Acciojob portal. You can get it from there also. Okay, it's available at both of the places. Please try watching the recordings. You will also get a lot of other insights. Okay. I think honestly, if you ask me, just test clear karna aapko. After that, your complete responsibility is ours. That we try to make sure that you try to get to the best. You could try to learn from the best instructors and try to get everything. Okay, all the facilities. Lot of mock interviews are there, and good content is there. Doubt sessions are there, very one-on-one doubt sessions are also there. So technically a lot of things are there you guys are having. So it's a very good learning experience. So just for this next 6 days, try to be more focused, try to get more things, try to rewatch the recordings in case things are not clear. Just try to get the test somehow cleared, right? That is idea. That's how the things should be. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Vaishnav, Rahul, for sharing the Zoeb, Aman, Vishwan, right? Yeah, why again? This is different plus, right? This is a different plus sign. Okay. So we have discussed one type of loop. There is this another type of loop also. Okay. So just before that, this initialization part, okay, the initialization part, you could have also done in the outside the loop also. Okay. Right. So what am I simply trying to do? Okay. All outside this, okay, just the first bracket, okay, this is the first bracket. I can just write it above that also, right? Control X, and I can just write this above also. The initialization part आप पहले भी कर सकते हो for loop के. Just the first statement, okay. So this is also there, that the initialization part, whatever the initialization is there, initialization, okay, whatever the something the initialization is there, that initialization part you can do outside the loop also, right? जो भी initialization part है, you can do that initialization part outside the for loop also. That's also allowed. कि outside the for loop के बाहर you are actually trying to initialize the value. That is the idea. That's a simple idea. बिना for loop के बाहर you are actually trying to initialize the value. Right? Simple. Okay. In case you're not writing it on Java, okay. Yeah, in case you're not writing it on CodeChef, okay. So you have to use this also, right? So you have to use this also. Import java.util.string. Okay. Please use this line, okay. तो कभी-कभी क्या होता है, see. So all these are, this is also very important, okay. I'll just try to divert a little bit from the topic. Just 1 second. So whatever things that you write here, that system.scanner, right? Scanner SC. So अब ये थोड़ी पता है कि scanner is not a very magical word, right? Scanner is not a very magical word that once you write a scanner, computer को अपने आप पता लग जाएगा. Somebody at some place this might have been defined, right? So what is scanner? Scanner is not a magical word that computer will automatically understand that I need to scan, right? So at somewhere, the code might be written, the logic might be written, the code might be written that makes the computer understand, code to make the computer understand that to read input, right? That computer should actually read the input part. So that is what that code is definitely there, right? एक code ऐसा लिखा होना चाहिए that tells the computer, okay, कि जैसे ही मैं scanner लिखूं, the moment I actually write the word scanner, okay, the moment I actually write the word scanner class, this code executes, right? So where is this code written? This code is written in libraries, okay. These codes are written. So there are big codes are there. They are written in libraries. Codes are like books, okay, and books are kept in the libraries. Codes are like books, and books are actually kept in the library. So I need to actually import that library also, right? So I can use this, okay, java.util.string, okay. So this is just to import the library, right? This is just to import the complete library, right? In order to import the complete library, you can use this import java.util.string, right? अगर आपको सारी बहुत सारी values import करने हैं, just you want to import that code, okay, in that case you will be using java.util.string. Okay, just one more practice, okay. So the third problem that we left for you guys is that, okay, I need to figure out, I am having a user input n, okay, I am having a user input n. So in that user input n, okay, so I am having a user input n, right? एक user input n है अपने पास. Since I am having this user input n, in this user input n, try to understand that we need to find out the sum of n numbers, right? We need to find out the sum of n numbers. कि जो भी first n numbers हैं, उनका sum चाहिए, right? That is the idea. That is, suppose if n is 10, okay, suppose if n is 10, n is actually 10. In that case, I need to find out the sum of these numbers. The sum is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 and so on till plus 10, right? I say I need to find out the sum of first 10 n numbers, right? Sum of first n numbers, sum of first n numbers, right? कि n numbers का sum चाहिए अपने को first n numbers का. तो इसके लिए कोड कैसे लिखेंगे? Same idea, okay, almost same idea. You are not importing the scanner class. Please, Swayam, please please try writing this. Try writing this line. आपको बताया था ये वाली line लिख लो. Just at the starting of the code, at the very first line of the code, the very first line of the code should be this. Okay. Right. So this is just to import that code की library की scanner जैसे मैं लिखूँ आप समझ जाना. Okay, this is just I'm sharing with everybody. Okay. So that this particular line we need to import. Okay. Okay. Now try to understand this. Okay. How will I be finding out? Almost very simple. मुझे numbers का sum करना है, right? I will be calling a for loop for integer number because I need to get the sum of numbers, right? Number is equals to 1 and number must be less than equals to n, right? Number must be less than equals to n. And each time increment the number equals to number plus 1, right? Each time increment the number equals to number plus 1. And in numbers का हमें sum करना चाहिए, right? We need to actually find out the sum of these numbers. Was simple. Sum equals to sum plus I. कि जो भी sum variable है, sum plus number, right? So try to understand. There is a sum variable, right? There is some variable, and initialize the sum variable is set to 0. Initial value of the sum variable. So whatever the sum variable is there, its initial value is set to 0, right? उसमें number तो ये sum variable है. उसमें number value is getting added time and again. जो उसमें number value है, that is getting added time and again. तो number की value initially is 1, right? तो मान लो n is 5, right? N is 4 maybe, right? So when n is 4, तो number value अब दो variables आ गए. Try to understand. See, if you guys understanding this, okay? Yeah, we'll discuss this once, okay? So now try to understand. Number value is 1, right? Number value initially 1 थी, okay? वो चीज sum में add होगी, right? Sum equals to sum plus sum was 0. Now sum will be turning to 1, okay? The next time the number variable is getting updated, right? The number variable is getting updated, so number will become 2. Right? Since the number value is 2, तो जब मैं 2 को इसमें add करूंगा, when 2 will be added to 1, the sum value will actually become 3, right? The sum value will actually become 3. Simple, right? Sum value will become 3. Sum value will become 3. Sum value will become 3. Simple. Right? Since the sum value is actually equals to 3 part, okay? अब देखो number value will again come update 3. तो 3 फिर इसमें add हो जाएगा 6, right? And again the number value will get updated. यहाँ पर 4. So 4 will again get updated to sum. So every time sum variable also getting updated, right? Whatever the sum variable is there, okay? The sum variable is also getting updated. Sum variable is also getting updated, right? How it is getting updated? Every time it tries to add the number value, right? कि जो भी number value है, whatever the number value is there, that number value is getting added. कभी 1 add हो रहा था, फिर 2 add हो रहा था, 3 add हो रहा था, so on. This is the idea. Integer sum variable will be initialized, yes. Integer sum is 0. यहाँ पर integer sum नहीं आएगा, right? Because it's like just you declare this variable once, okay? You declare this variable once and declare it outside the loop, okay? I have seen a lot of you guys do this, okay? And this is a very common mistake. I'll tell you what happens. People try to do this. They try to declare it inside the loop, okay? And inside the loop, they're just adding this thing, right? This thing will not work, right? This thing will not work. This thing will not give you. Thing will throw an error. So initialization, whatever the values you are initializing, okay? That initialization you will be doing outside the loop, right? Whatever the initialization part is there, that part initialization part you will be doing it outside the loop. Integer sum variable, whatever the sum variable is there, that sum variable is set to 0, right? The sum variable is set to 0. Okay, simple. The sum variable is set to 0. That is a simple idea. All right. The number variable you might have not defined that. For integer, आपने यहाँ पर integer नहीं लिखा हुआ. Manav, you have not written the variable number integer here. Initialization, n is the user input, guys. N is the user input. And I have defined that initialization. I'll just erase this complete code. So I have taken the user input n, and what is the next thing I will be doing? जब मैंने user input n ले लिया, I will be trying to use a for loop. And what was the question? Sum of variables, right? First, I'm defining the sum is set to 0. The sum variable is set to 0. And yeah. So I am trying to do what? Integer number is equals to 1 से लेके number must be less than equals to n, and number equals to number plus 1. So every time just आपने number add करा, just simple, right? Sum variable equals to sum plus number. ठीक है? And at last you have to print that sum. You can print that sum. You have to print that sum. System.out.println. So I'm printing that sum part. Correct. Okay. So let's try this for 5. Answer should be 15. Let's see. 4. Let's say it's for 4. So for the 4, if n is 4, the number of numbers taken to sum is 4. That is how. यहाँ पर number आएगा. यहाँ पर lot of you guys are doing this wrong. So people are trying to write here unable to connect. Internet is issue. क्या हो गया? Audio is lagging. Yeah, damn. It's cause of raining. It's not raining here. 2-4 minutes बचे हैं, guys. I'll just try to switch the network. Yes. Fine. Whatever is lagging, this let me switch the network part. Just 1 second. 1 second, guys. Just yeah, now it will not show an error. Don't worry. Now it will not be an internet issue. Okay, the night issue is fine. Okay. Yeah. Yes, guys, I teach in the main batch also. Okay. Yes, I take the main classes also. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I hope this is how the code is working. So let's just try this code. Okay. तो मैं नहीं पढ़ना क्या main batches से? Okay. So yes, so this is working fine, right? All right. I think that is about it. Okay. That is about it. More or less, it's enough. Okay. I am not sure if you guys are realizing this or not, but if you try to compare 4 days back, okay, try to remember कि आप 4 दिनों में कितना सीख गए होगे, and try to maybe compare it with the college life that you have spent in the 4 years. जो आप college में 4 साल में सीखोगे, I'm sure that is not very useful, right? On this placement types. Yeah. So, but you might have seen that difference part on at a personal level, right? At a personal level, yeah. Is the user? Yeah. All right. Right. Okay. Yeah, that is all. I think today we'll try to wind up. Okay. DSS college subject. Yes, even you guys. Yeah. So please try to feel that difference part. Okay, try to feel that difference part. कि हाँ, पिछले 4 साल में we'll discuss on that name. Okay, we'll discuss on that name. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. So right. So try to understand that the difference that you are feeling in yourself. Okay, you might have feel that in the past 4 days I am having this difference, right? And this difference you will see the gradual difference, right? Gradual difference is there. That is very very I mean, you guys might have realizing that, you might have definitely realized that पिछले 4 दिन में मैं काफी कुछ सीख गया. And try to understand that if you guys try to spend the next 4 months, 6 months with us, what will be the level of your understanding, I, I mean the level of your understanding, or maybe आप कितने अच्छे बन सकते हो in the development field. And definitely we always try to start it from very scratch. बिल्कुल स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट करते हैं हम लोग. तो डे बाय डे आपकी इम्प्रूवमेंट काफी अच्छी होती रहेगी, राइट. So try keeping that same spirit. Only the important condition is that is only condition, and that is you um, try to attend the classes on a regular basis. Don't try to miss the classes. Tomorrow we'll try to cover, Rahul, about while loops and all these things, right? We'll try to while loops and little more about for loops. Yeah. Right. The class timings are almost same only. I think the main batches timings are also same, almost 8 to 11. Yeah. Manav, I think, yeah, summary. Okay. Yeah, there is a class tomorrow. Yes, guys. Yes. Right. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow, I think you are having an alumni session also. Okay. So somebody, I mean, some people will be there for who have been at your level, maybe 6 months back. Okay. Who have been at your level, and today they are around at good packages. Okay. Who are definitely from non-engineering background. You will see yourself. Okay. You will see yourself that somebody from BC, I'm not sure who is the speaker. I'm not aware of the speaker part, but you guys will see that somebody who was definitely at your place 6 months back, but with a continuous and step-by-step implementation, and that he has definitely cracked some good companies. So he will try to share your journey. Okay. Please try to attend that lecture. It is very important. Okay. वो inspiration वाली चीज होती है, that is very contagious. I'm not sure if you guys realize this or not, but the inspiration part is contagious. Inspiration is not contagious, maybe, but yeah, but inspiration or maybe the aspirations, all these things are contagious. So I would strongly recommend, okay, I would very strongly recommend that please try to attend the session. The session will start at 8 p.m. Yeah, all right. Okay. So please try to, I mean, this is something because he will try to guide you the path. Okay. He will try to guide you the path, but okay, he will try to tell you the mistakes. Okay. And he will definitely share his journey. Okay. He will try to share his journey. So that is, I think, very important. Okay. That is very important. So I would strongly, very strongly recommend, okay, you come to main class, that's good. You don't come to main class, that's also fine. But please try to attend the alumni session. That is very, very good. All right. Okay. That is, I think, more than enough for today. आज के लिए इतना काफी है. Any some quick questions? I'll answer some 2, 3, 4 quick questions. Sunday classes, I know, I'm not sure, right? I am puzzle Nivas. I'm not having any puzzle night right now. कल बता दूंगा कुछ puzzle. The the session will start at 8 p.m. brother. The session will start at 8 p.m. The interviews will discuss, right? What will be asked in interviews, will discuss that. Interviews का discuss कर लेंगे. I think the link will come, right? The same link, Shahid. It's the same link. Maybe the same link, yeah. Or whatever the information will be there, the information will be communicated on the Discord. Okay. So we'll be having not a very long class, but we'll be having a short class. Yes. Okay. So 8 to 9 will be the doubt classes. I mean, 8 to 9 will be the alumni session. The guy will be coming. 9 to 10 will be the doubt sessions, and 10 to 11 will be the class, right? 8 to 9 is the alumni session. 9 to 10 is the doubt class, and 10 to 11 is the session. My class. Okay. Yeah, I mean, some other instructors are also there, right? So they will take the interviews. Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you guys. You can definitely drop off. Thank you. Yeah, got it. Nevas got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Thank you. Good night. Bye. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye. Rahul, I think the only way that you should do is, I think, practice. ये सबके साथ ही होता है. This is not something you're alone in this. So don't worry. Okay. So the more you will practice, you will start feeling good about it, right? Don't worry. Yes, Pritesh, definitely. I mean, 8 hours over the next of 6 months. Yes. Answer is yes, definitely, for sure. But what is the problem that Pritesh? I mean, people don't give 8 hours for 6 months. They want results tomorrow. That is the problem. But yeah. But if you'll definitely give 8 hours, 6 months, the answer is yes. Yes, answer is Sadhaj Joseph. Yes. Yes, Divya will try to maybe not tomorrow, but yeah. This is double for loop. Divya will try to discuss it on Monday, Tuesday types. Right. Where we get the practice questions are there in the assignments. Okay, you can try practicing them. Without section 1 month can ask. Yes, yes, definitely, Kumar, definitely, yes. Depends from job to job, Sanyam. Definitely that depends from job to job. There's, I mean, both type of companies are there. So nothing hard and fast. All right. Good night. Thank you. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Sunday class, I don't know, Aditya. I'm not sure myself. You will get the information tomorrow. I'm not sure. I myself don't know. Oh, so you are there also. Sounds good. So you were the part of the session, Santosh. So you could see me technically everywhere, right? That's interesting. That's interesting. सही है. Amazing. Good night. Thank you. All right. Bye.